The cowrie shell, a simple shiny object, its smooth glossy surface and unique shape have fascinated humans for millennia. But beyond its aesthetic appeal, the cowrie shell has a rich and complex history that spans continents and cultures. Yet, for centuries, it held immense value. In many ancient societies, cowrie shells were more than just decorative items. They were a form of currency. They were used in transactions, much like coins and paper money are used today. These shells, originating from the warm waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, became a global currency. They travelled vast distances from the coasts of Africa to the markets of Asia, and even reached parts of Europe. Their widespread use is a testament to their importance in ancient trade networks. They facilitated trade and built empires. The exchange of cowrie shells enabled the flow of goods, ideas and cultures across great distances. They were integral to the economic systems of many powerful civilizations, including the Chinese, Indian and African empires. Cowries were more than just money. They were also used in rituals and ceremonies, symbolizing fertility, protection and prosperity. In some cultures, they were worn as jewelry or sewn into clothing, serving as amulets to ward off evil spirits. They were symbols of wealth, status and even spirituality. Possessing cowrie shells was a sign of affluence and power. They adorned the garments of royalty and were often buried with the dead to ensure a prosperous afterlife. Their journey from the ocean floor to the hands of merchants and rulers is a fascinating story. Divers risked their lives to collect these precious shells, which were then cleaned, polished and traded across vast distances. It speaks to the ingenuity and interconnectedness of ancient civilizations. The use of cowrie shells as currency required sophisticated trade networks and a deep understanding of economic principles. It also highlights the human capacity for innovation and adaptation. Join us as we dive into the history of the cowrie shell. We'll uncover the stories of the people who collected, traded and cherished these remarkable objects. From ancient merchants to modern collectors, the cowrie shell has left an indelible mark on human history. We'll explore its transformation from a simple sea creature's home to a powerful symbol of global commerce. Through the ages, the cowrie shell has evolved from a natural curiosity to a treasured artifact, embodying the spirit of human ingenuity and the enduring power of trade. The use of cowrie shells dates back thousands of years. Archaeological evidence suggests that early humans were drawn to their beauty. Cowries were used as beads and ornaments in many cultures. Their presence in ancient burial sites indicates their significance. Over time, cowries transitioned from adornment to currency. Their durability, uniformity and relatively small size made them suitable for trade. This transition likely occurred independently in different parts of the world, highlighting the shell's inherent value. The use of cowrie shells as currency spread far and wide. They were particularly prominent in Africa, Asia and parts of Europe. In China, cowrie shells were among the earliest forms of money. They were used during the Shang dynasty, dating back to the 16th century BC. Cowries also played a vital role in trade networks across the Indian Ocean. They connected the coasts of Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, India and Southeast Asia. This widespread adoption cemented the cowrie shell's place as a truly global currency. Several factors contributed to the value placed on cowrie shells. Firstly, their natural beauty made them desirable objects. Secondly, their durability meant they could withstand the rigors of trade and storage. Thirdly, their relatively uniform size and shape made them easy to count and transport. Finally, their availability varied greatly. Cowries were abundant in certain regions, but scarce in others. This scarcity increased their value in areas where they were not naturally found. Section 5. Trade routes, the flow of cowries. The trade in cowrie shells was a complex and lucrative enterprise. These small glossy shells were not just decorative items, but held significant economic value. They were used as a form of currency in many parts of Africa, Asia and even Europe. The cowrie shell's durability and ease of transport made it an ideal medium of exchange. Major cowrie producing regions such as the Maldives and East Africa became important trading hubs. These regions were rich in cowrie shells, which were harvested from the ocean and then cleaned and polished to be used as currency. The Maldives, in particular, was known for its abundant supply of cowries, which were then traded across the Indian Ocean. Traders transported vast quantities of cowrie shells across land and sea. Caravans of camels and donkeys would carry these shells across the Sahara Desert, while ships would transport them across the Indian Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. The journey was long and arduous, but the rewards were great, as cowrie shells were highly sought after in many markets. Camels, donkeys and ships carried this precious cargo to distant markets. The trade routes were well established, with traders knowing the best paths to take to avoid bandits and harsh weather conditions. These routes connected various regions, facilitating not just the exchange of cowrie shells, but also the spread of ideas, cultures and technologies. The demand for cowries was so high that some regions, particularly in West Africa, transitioned from using other forms of currency to relying almost exclusively on cowrie shells. This shift had a profound impact on the local economies, as cowrie shells became the standard measure of value. They were used to buy goods, pay taxes, and even as dowries in marriage arrangements. This trade in cowries facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas and cultures across vast distances. The cowrie shell trade was more than just an economic activity, it was a cultural phenomenon that connected diverse communities and fostered a sense of shared identity and mutual dependence. The legacy of the cowrie shell trade can still be seen today in the cultural practices and traditions of many African societies. Section 6. African Empire's Cowries, Fuel Trade and Power. Cowrie shells played a pivotal role in the rise of powerful empires in Africa. The kingdoms of Ghana, Mali and Songhai, located in West Africa, controlled key trade routes and amassed wealth through the cowrie trade. Cowries were used to purchase a wide range of goods, including gold, salt, slaves, textiles and weapons. This wealth allowed these empires to build armies, construct impressive cities and patronize the arts and education. Section 7. The decline of cowrie currency, new money arrives. The use of cowrie shells as currency began to decline in the 19th century. European colonialism and the introduction of new forms of money, such as coins and paper money, gradually displaced cowries. These new currencies were often backed by powerful colonial governments, making them more widely accepted. Moreover, the Industrial Revolution led to the mass production of goods, making it impractical to use cowrie shells for large-scale transactions. Section 8. Legacy of the cowrie from currency to culture. Despite their decline as a form of currency, cowrie shells retain cultural significance in many parts of the world. They are still used in jewelry, clothing and art, symbolizing prosperity, fertility and good luck. In some cultures, cowries are used in divination rituals or as protective amulets. Their presence in traditional ceremonies and beliefs highlights their enduring legacy. Section 9. Modern uses cowries today. While cowrie shells are no longer a major form of currency, they haven't entirely disappeared from the modern world. They are popular souvenirs for tourists visiting tropical regions. Artisans continue to use them in jewelry, ornaments and decorative items. Cowrie shells can also be found in aquariums and home decor, adding a touch of the ocean to everyday life. Their presence in these various forms reminds us of their historical significance and enduring appeal. Section 10. Conclusion: the enduring symbolism of cowrie shells. The story of the cowrie shell is a testament to human ingenuity and the power of trade. These small, glossy shells have travelled vast distances, crossing oceans and continents to become a symbol of wealth and power. These unassuming shells, once plucked from the ocean floor, became a global currency, connecting cultures and shaping empires. From the shores of Africa to the markets of Asia, cowrie shells were more than just a medium of exchange. They were a bridge between civilizations. While their reign as a major form of money has ended, cowrie shells continue to hold cultural and historical significance. They are often found in traditional jewelry, symbolizing prosperity and protection. In museums, they serve as a tangible link to our past, telling stories of ancient trade routes and economic systems. They remind us of the interconnectedness of our world and the enduring legacy of ancient trade networks. The cowrie shell's journey from a simple marine organism to a powerful economic tool is a fascinating tale of human adaptation and resourcefulness. The next time you encounter a cowrie shell, take a moment to appreciate its remarkable journey through time.